and the rest of the final hour of Open Line Friday. I promised to get to the academia stuff, and this NBC fraud that said he had COVID-19 when he didn't. All coming up. Hang on.
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
I'm Vic Meredith with BizDoc. Your business needs to cut costs. If you're not a BizDoc client, the copier rep that put you in copier jail is likely using this crisis to put you in a new, long-term agreement using a false benchmark, your current payment. Don't fall for it. All banks backing copier payments are offering deferrals with no interest. Don't ask your local copier company. You need to identify the bank behind the payment. If you're asked to sign anything, be careful. Call BizDoc and I'll walk you through the process. Don't let an opportunistic copier company move you from copier jail to copier purgatory by refinancing your payments into a new agreement. A benevolent competitor offered their value customer a 22% payment reduction. 4 months deferral on all new equipment. Sounds great? No! The reduced payment disguised more refi than new equipment. BizDoc was less than half of what the client was spending. Keep calm, copy on, and call BizDoc. 545-5959. BizDoc.
From the Belden's Automotive and Tire Studio, Belden's Automotive and Tires, your diesel specialist. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
Advocates here in Texas calling for an end of immigration detention centers during the pandemic. I'm Carrie Lockheed with your top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
Good afternoon. Still a bit of construction work in your way here and there. 35 southbound at Riverbend cones out here with slow traffic from Eisenhower. A couple minutes of time to be lost for sure. 35 northbound, they're also blocking the right lane at 37. That's been out there for a bit. A little bit of slowdown to show for it. 281 northbound between Loop 410 and 1604. Currently, about a 5 or 6 minute travel time. I'm Joe Ellison, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Big O Tires. Big O Tires is offering a 4th of July free oil change if you take advantage of the buy 3, get 1 free tire sale now through the 12th. Special 12-month 0% financing available. Stop by your local Big O Tires today.
Advisories for some of us. Either way, I'm advising everyone it's going to be hot and dry over the next 5 to 7 days, maybe even longer. Records maybe over the upcoming weekend. Odds of sunshine today close to 100. Tonight clear 75. A few clouds, otherwise sunny over the weekend between 102 and 105, maybe hotter in spots. And 100 plus weather Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even longer of next week. I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchett from the Weather Channel, San Antonio's official weather station. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Under partly cloudy skies, it is 92 degrees and it's 101 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. The city of San Antonio is expanding coronavirus testing resources at its test sites to help meet high demand. And Jennifer Harriet, the Deputy Director of Mental Health, said the city facilitated coronavirus testing sites are now conducting antigen testing through mouth swabs. These are in addition to the tests which are done with nasal swabs. Harriet saying the state's providing the tests for no extra cost. Classes at UTSA are scheduled to start August 24th. The school is still working out the details on how students will return to class. All students, faculty, and staff will have to complete compliance training to help slow the spread of the virus. The masks will be mandatory. There will be limited face-to-face instruction, and after the Thanksgiving break, all instruction will be online, including final exams. Last month, a judge in California ordered the Immigration and Customs Enforcement to release all of its detained children because of the coronavirus. And the deadline is 1 week from today. But in court papers, lawyers with the Department of Justice wrote that ICE will not release the parents. Attorney Shaylin Flaherty heads the Dilly Pro Bono Project, which represents 68 families in detention in Texas.
When you're talking about a global pandemic and what we know in relation to social distancing and everything else, this is a situation that puts our families at risk.
The family detention centers where people are held until their court hearings have been hit hard by the pandemic. At one facility south of San Antonio, there are reports that 34 people have tested positive for COVID-19. State officials say a Tarrant County dog is the first Texas animal with a confirmed case of coronavirus. According to the Texas Animal Health Commission, a veterinarian tested and diagnosed the 2-year-old dog after its owners were found to have COVID-19. 10 other animals, including tigers, lions and household cats have tested positive nationwide. State veterinarian Dr. Andy Schwartz says pets can catch the virus, but there's no evidence they can spread it. CDC health officials do recommend staying away from your pet if you have COVID-19, as a small number of human to animal infections have been reported. Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 WOAI. A supporter of President Trump has lost his bid to host a rally tomorrow at the site of Corpus Christi's famous Selena statue. The city turned down Joe Michael Bennett's permit application. Earlier, he had posted a picture on social media where he held a MAGA hat on the statue's head, as Selena's father had threatened to sue. President Trump's rally in Portsmouth, New Hampshire tomorrow night is being postponed. A statement from his re-election campaign cites bad weather from Tropical Storm Faye. The rally will be rescheduled in the not-too-distant future, as the president returned to the campaign trail with a rally in Tulsa last month. Get the latest news anytime, anywhere. Just tell your voice-activated smart device to play News Radio 1200 WOAI on iHeartRadio. I'm Carrie Lockie, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
At the top in 30 minutes past the hour.
The most important news story.
If it matters to you,
I really like getting updates.
it matters to us. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Hi, this is Andy L with Hill Country Classics Custom Homes in Bernie. Well, from here, we're ready to build a new home in our place in the country. We just don't know where to start. Water wells, septic systems, plan design, financing, it can all be a little overwhelming without the necessary experience. Whether it's on a hilltop in the hill country or on a live oak lot in South Texas, we custom design each home to your individual building site. For answers to your questions, call us or visit us at hillcountryclassics.com. Hill Country Classics Custom Homes. We build houses like they used to.
For 20 years, Tony Gonzalez served our country in the U.S. Navy, served honorably in the War on Terror, and supported combat missions in Iraq and Afghanistan. Tony Gonzalez knows the price of freedom. It's why Gonzalez worked with President Trump's team to pass the VA Accountability Act, giving the president the power to fire bureaucrats who are failing our veterans. Now Tony Gonzalez is running for Congress to stand with President Trump to secure the border, build the wall, and put an end to sanctuary cities. That's why President Trump's endorsed only one candidate for Congress, Tony Gonzalez, saying, quote, Tony Gonzalez will be a great congressman for Texas. A Navy veteran, he is strong on the economy, life, and the Second Amendment. We need him to defeat the radical left in November. Tony is my complete and total endorsement. Stand with Trump. Vote for Tony Gonzalez in the Republican runoff on July 14th. Future Leaders Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FutureLeadersFund.com.
Bob's Carry Pet Resort is open with boarding, doggy daycare, improvements, obedience and agility classes, Monday through Friday, 8 to 7, Saturday, 8 to 4, and Sunday drop-offs, 8 to 10 a.m. and pickups, 2 to 6 p.m. BobCarry.com.
Tune in to Edelman Financial Engines, Saturday morning at 10. Spencer Hatch and Reagan Williamson of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Home City.
Welcome back, Rushland boys. I said moving seamlessly from issue to issue, topic to topic, is only a highly trained broadcast specialist can. On Friday,
From sunny South Florida, it's Open Line Friday.
that's right. We have a lot to do here today, folks, in the final busy broadcast hour of the EIB Network's Rush Limbaugh program and Open Line Friday meeting. Whatever you want to talk about, fine and dandy. Telephone number is 800-282-2882. We had a request for a couple of tunes from a caller in Sacramento. By the way, she might have sent to me, what was she talking about? She said she had been here since before I aborted my first call. Perhaps it was the creative bit that put the program on the map after we had gone national. Abortion was a big deal. 30 years ago, the debate was hot and heavy, as it always has been. So I thought, rather than just tell everybody what I thought, which I've been doing and doing well, why not illustrate it? Why not illustrate what actually happens using phone calls. So I don't have time. It took 2 hours to go through this whole thing, and I'm not going to do that. But it started with, when does a call begin? Does a call begin when you dial? Or does the call begin when I answer? Or when anybody answers? And I called the phone company. I said, when does the call begin? When do you actually start charging for calls? When somebody dials a number or when it's answered? And they hem-hawed around and so forth. And then I compared the blinking lights of people on hold to unviable tissue masses in the womb and whether or not I would be giving them birth. And then, I'm really shortening this, and then what happens if I get a call that I don't want? You know, I went out there and I invited people to call. I assumed the responsibility, and then all of a sudden I got somebody on the air, and I don't want to talk to them. I wish they hadn't called. Like, gee, I wish I hadn't gotten pregnant. So I just decided to abort the call. I did it with vacuum cleaner sound effects. And said, see, it never existed, folks, because I just decided I didn't want it. That call was worthless. That call, I could tell that call wasn't going to amount to anything. That call was not going to help this program. A mistake was made in accepting that call. It's not my responsibility, and so I just covered the thing. Because it was so well done. It was, if I did it today, even if I went back, got the tape, just replayed what we have done, I'm telling you, intolerable. It was seen back then for the brilliant creativity that it was. It was also seen as highly controversial and insensitive and so forth. The left didn't like it because it was so, everything blew up every point they had ever made. But today, the creativity would not be acknowledged. Anyway, that's what she was talking about. The second tune she requested was, she went dedicated to me and Catherine, Barbara Chenault Law, a soprano, world-renowned opera singer from Dallas, Texas, who adapted Puccini's La Bohème. My mother loved this song. My mother met Barbara Chenault Law and loved her, and it is gorgeous, and here it is. It's not La Bohème. It's Puccini, but it's Johnny Schicchi, not La Bohème. I have a correction. Barbara Chenault Law. We had no idea it was coming. It just came in one day. So did thank the Lord, Rush Limbaugh. It just came in one day. People were deeply moved, deeply attached, loved the program, were sending their work in, and Barbara Chenault Lowe went to her own expense to record that in the studio, and it just blew me away. And that stuff is now itself 25 or 27